Hello, everybody. Happy Monday evening. I am so excited to be here with all of you. So, thank you so much for joining for our Sparkle Night. All right, you guys. For those of you that I don't know, my name is Tish Mefford, and I am joining tonight from the great state of Texas. I live in the Dallas, Texas area, and I'm super honored to be tonight's guest, sharing more about how Park Lane has made a huge impact in my life and hopefully educate you all so that you know a little bit more about all the many gifts that Park Lane can bring into your life. Now, tonight we are doing something super special, and I'm excited to get to announce that we are going to be giving away another free kit this week. So, I don't know if you knew that before being invited to tonight's Zoom, but just so you know, at the end of this Zoom, we will be sharing a survey link and we invite everyone to register to win a free piece of jewelry just by registering and answering the survey. You will get entered to win a sparkly surprise, but we're also going to be giving away the amazing and very generous Sarah Clement, one of our leaders here, is going to be giving away another free kit this week. So I'll be sharing more details on that, but I'm excited for you guys to learn more about that as well. So drop a one in the chat if you are a guest joining tonight and you are here to, number one, get entered to win a sparkly surprise. But number two, learn a little bit more about Park Lane Jewelry. While I have you guys here for the next half hour or so, we're going to be talking about why this is an amazing industry, like what makes this profession so special. We're going to be talking about why jewelry is a smart category in this profession. We're also going to be talking about why I chose Park Lane Jewelry, why many of the stylists that are joining us tonight chose Park Lane Jewelry, kind of what sets Park Lane Jewelry apart from the rest. And then we're also going to be talking about why now is a great time. Okay. So I look forward to it. What I like to always do on these is educate you about how this business and this company can bless others. And even if it ends up being something that is not personally for you, what I've learned over the last 18 years of being in this profession is that you always know someone who is looking for a solution. You know, someone who is looking for a way to earn income flexibly around their very busy life, and Park Lane just might be the answer for them. So, I'm going to, number one, thank you in advance for tuning in, and also let you know that if you were invited tonight to be here, the person that invited you thinks an awful lot of you. Maybe they think you would be amazing in this business. Maybe they think this business could be an amazing gift in your life. But whatever the reason that you were invited, know that someone here thinks a lot of you. And so thank you guys for joining us tonight. And I know our stylists appreciate you coming and joining as guests. So, and we will be doing this recording for those that weren't able to join us live. And I know Sarah will get this out as soon as possible after the event. All right, so let me first share with you a little bit about my story. So, as I mentioned, I live in the Texas area. I have been in the direct sales space now for 18 years. I actually spent 10 years at my first company. And then 8 years ago, last month actually, I decided that if I was going to dedicate another decade or two to an industry that I absolutely love, I wanted to partner with the best so that I could offer the best. I wanted to be able to offer the best to my customers. I wanted to be able to offer the best to my hostesses. And I wanted to be able to offer the best to the future team that I was going to build. But if you take me back to the very beginning and why I originally joined this industry, my why at the time was very, very simple, you guys. Back in the fall of 2008, I was a small business owner of 10 years. I loved my small business. I loved my life. I had three young children at the time. And then a natural disaster known as Hurricane Ike hit the Texas Gulf Coast. And my small business of 10 years, along with the Houston economy, where I lived at the time, totally changed. Drop Ike in the chat if you remember that hurricane. It made a little bit of an impact on the Texas Gulf Coast. So, for the first time in my adult life, and Kimberly's like fellow Texan here. Yes, Kimberly knows. So, for the first time in my adult life, I was concerned about how I was going to pay two bills. And I always like to share this story, you guys, because I know that there's always someone sitting in the room listening and going, I've been there, or I'm currently there, or I have a cousin or a sister-in-law or a bestie who is in that space right now as well. So I was concerned about how I was going to pay two bills. One was occupational therapy for our boys, which insurance wasn't paying at the time. And the second was a home improvement loan because we had added on this master bedroom addition. So it was at that time that I was thinking, I need to figure out a way where I can earn some extra income. At the time, it was $3,000. That was my goal. And if I can figure out a way to earn $3,000 a month until my small business picks back up, then I will have solved my problem. That was my problem at that time. That's when I first turned to direct sales. I decided that I think I can sell jewelry. Seems fairly simple, seems like fun. And I got started and started, doing jewelry parties. And very quickly, I was earning that first goal that I had, which was $3,000 a month. And it was at that time that I had a big aha moment. I'm earning this and I don't actually really know what I'm doing. I've learned a little bit, but I actually really don't know what I'm doing. I can't imagine what would actually be possible once I mastered the skills and, like what would be possible for my future. And so I ended up 1 year into that journey. I ended up closing my small business of 10 years, and I've dedicated the last 18 years to a profession that I am truly passionate about. I want to talk to you about why I love this profession so much and why I feel like there is no other profession like this in the world. I love all the benefits and perks that come from this profession. Flexibility probably being at the top of the list. And it's interesting, you guys. I had a training on Saturday and I had to do it was a Zoom just like this. And I had to do it from my parents' house because we had gone over there that morning to celebrate Mother's Day with my mom. So at the end of the Zoom, I invited my mom to come onto the Zoom to just say hello to the group and share how this business has impacted her daughter's lives because I actually work this business with both of my sisters. Both of my sisters and I, all three of us started 18 years ago at the same time in the same month because we were just each of us had kind of different whys, but we were each wanting to do just a little bit. Okay. And for all three of us, this industry has transformed our lives. And hearing my mother very off the cuff talk about how it's impacted her girls' lives. And the first thing that she said, literally the first thing she said was, I love how it has bought back so much time for my daughters, and they were able to be at home, working from home while raising their children. And that I know what kind of impact that made, not only in their lives, but in their kids' lives. And for that, I am so forever grateful. She then went on to talk about so many other perks, watching us earn more than she ever thought possible and create opportunity within our lives that she had never thought possible, and all these things. But to this day, even though now I'm an empty nester, I still feel flexibility is at the top because now I'm in a stage of life where I'm helping aging parents. And I know Sarah, for example, right now is in the midst of that. So, like, flexibility continues to be top tier for me. Outside of that, I love that you can have your own business, but you're not in business by yourself. You have others surrounding you. You have a partnership with a company. You get to do and focus on what you love doing, but you're not having to worry about all the things that are not your skill set that you really don't want to worry about. I love that we don't have to worry about manufacturing. We don't have to worry about inventory. We don't have to worry about the website or, marketing and things like that. Like we get to focus on what we do best, and then we have a corporate partner that gives us all the tools to go out and run the businesses of our dreams. I also love that in this industry, you can turn it up or down. You can decide you need to earn more and work more, or you can go and take time off, summers, etc., if you choose and have the desire. I also love that you can work it from anywhere. You can, be on vacation and plugging in a little bit to your business if you want to. We now spend part of our time up in Vermont at our home up there. And I love that I can take the business with me. We'll be up there this summer and I can work my business from there. I would have never in a million, I would have never thought that this could be my life before I got into this industry. So these are just a few perks that have impacted not only my life, but thousands of others that I've had the pleasure of working with the last almost 2 decades. And I also, and I will say this, I also love that if you need to give yourself a pay raise quickly, you are in control of that. I know in traditional corporate America, if all of a sudden you need a 30 or 40% pay increase, like you can't go to your boss and say, I need to have a 30 or 40% pay increase. Like that just doesn't happen. But here we have many women that work their Park Lane businesses around their full-time jobs. And if they need an increase, they just start doing more jewelry parties. It's just super simple. So for those reasons and many others, I love this industry. Now let's talk specifically about jewelry for a moment and why I think jewelry is such a smart category. Okay, first of all, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but currently the jewelry market is a $380 billion market. It's a very large market. The interesting thing is it is predicted to grow by another 200 billion over the next few years. Like crazy growth. So we are definitely in the right place at the right time, just with regards to what's happening right now in this space. But outside of that, let's talk about all the other reasons why jewelry is smart. And I like to educate people on this because, if you are considering a business opportunity or someone that's considering a business opportunity, you want to understand why this category is smart because clearly there are choices out there. I mean, you can do skincare, you can do makeup, you can do health and wellness. Like there's all these options out there. So let's talk about why jewelry is smart. First of all, people will tell me often, I want to work with a consumable product. And I'm always like, that's super smart. You should work with a consumable product. Guess what? Jewelry is consumable because guess what? Fashion is consumable. How many of us in the last 30 days have purchased either a pair of shoes or a handbag or a piece of jewelry or a new top or a new pair of pants, something that has gone into our closet that we didn't need, but yet we needed? Like, drop a one in the chat if maybe I'm talking to you. I mean, I think potentially we all may be guilty of this, all right? And this is just the reality of fashion. I mean, this is never going to change. And the beauty is, jewelry is actually the least expensive way to update your wardrobe, the least expensive way to be on trend, the least expensive way to feel stylish and take, last year or your sweater from 5 years ago and put on a new necklace and feel fabulous. So it really is interesting how, while, we have all the things, if you really want to be smart about it, jewelry is the least expensive way to stay like right on trend. Like you are, the woman that knows it all about what's happening in fashion right now. But outside of that, let's talk about all the other reasons from a business perspective why jewelry is smart. Um, it is super simple and a whole lot of fun selling jewelry. Okay. And why is that important from a business perspective? I've learned after almost 2 decades in this business that if you are going to lock arms with a business model, especially a business model where it's a voluntary business model, we can choose to show up and work the business or not. The business needs to be simple and it needs to be a whole lot of fun because the minute things start becoming hard, guess what happens? People stop working. The minute it stops being fun, guess what happens? People stop working. And so I love with jewelry, it doesn't require expertise. We know how people know how to put their earrings on. They know how to put necklaces on. I mean, maybe we give them tips on how to style an arm party, but essentially, you can get started not knowing anything about jewelry and be earning income in your first week. And you can't say that with regards to lots of product categories out there. Lots of product categories require a whole lot of knowledge, a whole lot of studying. You might have to have multiple conversations with someone before they're ready to make a purchase. And here with jewelry, it's like either you love it or you don't. You share the jewelry, people choose what they love. Super simple. We're also walking advertisements, you guys. Every time we walk out the door, when we're wearing jewelry and someone compliments us, it gives us an opportunity to say, oh, this is actually Park Lane Jewelry. I can help you get one of these endless necklaces that say mama on it because you need to be reminded how fabulous you are as a mom every day if you to choose. So I love that I am a walking advertisement anytime I go anywhere. And yes, oftentimes I do wear bold things because they're conversation starters and it gives me the opportunity to share more about my business. So that is another reason why jewelry is super smart. Also, you can work it from anywhere. You can work it from your phone. You can do online pop ups just like this. You can, of course, do in person if you want. You can meet a couple of gals over coffee, show them your jewelry. You can do vendor events. You can do fundraisers. Like, there's so many ways in which you can work the business. And we have so many people here working the business so many different ways. And I love that about jewelry. All right, so let's talk for a moment about why Park Lane Jewelry is such a special place. And I'd be curious for our stylists that are here, I'd love for y'all to drop in the chat what is one thing specifically that you love about Park Lane Jewelry. I'll share with you guys the things that spoke to me when I was getting educated and learning more about Park Lane. First and foremost, I loved that we were a full service jewelry company. A lot of times in this industry, companies will diversify and they will start getting into different product categories. My first jewelry company did exactly that. And it really was the beginning of the end of that company. They got into handbags and scarves and sunglasses and skincare and clothing and leggings, like all this stuff. And when all of these categories were added, all it did was create more complication for the representative, just made the business harder. It cost the representative more money to do the business because they had to invest in more product. Nobody made more money. Nobody made more. People only made less and it became more complicated. And that is not simple and that is not fun. I'm just going to tell you this. So with Park Lane, we diversify the type of jewelry that we have. We have all styles, classic, blingy, inexpensive to very luxe. We have boho, very on trend, very bold, very dainty. You name it, we have it. I have a 23-year-old daughter that is uber fashionable. And there are pieces that we have that she absolutely loves. My mother is 80. We have pieces. She was wearing a pair of the Dallas. She was wearing the Dallas hoops yesterday when I was, or Saturday when we were at her house. We have jewelry that she loves, and then something for everyone in between. I love that we have jewelry that can speak to the women in New York City, and we have jewelry that can speak to the women in the great state of Oregon and all the states in between. So that makes it super simple for us. And that was something that really spoke to me. Okay. Secondly, we have a customer sale. That's our famous buy two, get four every single day of the week sale. And, I always tell, like, I tell my customers at my parties, I'm like, you don't have to wait for Black Friday here. Like, you get to shop as if it were Black Friday every single day. Please tell me another store where I can also shop this way because I will. I love this sale. I love this sale. I also love that we can help our customers get bonus items for $35. And right now, when you spend $60, you can get any item on the site for $35. Like if you guys have had your eye on one of our impression bracelets, like one of the colors, now's the time to grab it. And that promo ends on Wednesday. So what I can tell you, and for those of you that are currently customers of Park Lane, I'm sure you agree. Drop value in the chat if you're like, I love that anytime I shop Park Lane, I feel like I'm getting great value. We work hard for our money, and when we spend it, we want to feel as if we're getting a great deal. And I'm going to tell you, I love those of you that are dropping value. I love as a stylist that I get to help customers and hostesses get great value. That gives me more confidence in sharing the jewelry, and I know it does our stylists as well. So, what are other things I love about Park Lane Jewelry? Well, I love that we get to roll out the red carpet for our hostesses. We gift our hostesses with hundreds in free jewelry, you guys. Hundreds. And why am I telling you all this? Because often one of the first questions I get when someone's considering joining Park Lane is they'll say, "Well, I only know a few people. So how do I build a business when I don't have a lot of friends?" And my response to them is always, that is such a common question. I had the same question, like, how do I build my business? I only know so many people that are going to buy jewelry from me. And the answer to that question is our host program is going to help you build a business. Because every time you book with a hostess and she invites her friends to shop your quick pop-up, you are meeting and making a new network and building new contacts to continue to build and grow your business. The whole idea of a party is that we're sharing our amazing sale and our gorgeous jewelry with a hostess and her friends. And while we're doing that, we meet new people that fall in love with our brand, that want way more than what they can buy that night. And then we get to go and spoil them with a $300, $400, $500 shopping spree when they bring their friends together to shop Park Lane Jewelry. And so it is genuinely our host plan that helps us build and grow our business on the day or daily or on the weekly. All right. So I always like talking about it because I don't know of another company in our profession, in our industry, that has a plan like we do. And people often say, well, how can you give so much free jewelry to our hostesses? We can do this because number one, we are a legacy company. We've been in business now for 70 years, you guys. 70 years. We are a cash rich, debt free company. We are not owned by investors. We are still owned by the Levine family 70 years later. Our company was started by mom and dad, Shirley and Art Levine. And over 20 years ago, 3 of their 8 children bought the company from mom and dad and are still running it to this day. And now we have the second and third generation Levines working and growing and building this company. And the mission is the same today as it was on day one in 1955. And so because we're debt free, because we're cash rich, the Levines can choose how they want to spend the revenue. And they want to continue to roll out the red carpet and spoil our hostesses because it is because of our hostesses that we continue to meet and grow and build this brand. So I love our program, and I know our stylists here love our hostess program as well. And maybe some of you have hosted before and you've gotten to benefit from that. All right. What else do I love about Park Lane? We have the most gorgeous jewelry. I probably all of you sitting here have likely either you own some, you've attended a Park Lane party, you've seen it, but I was talking with someone last week who was considering joining, and they were like, "Well, I haven't seen the jewelry yet in person, so tell me about the jewelry." And I was like, "Oh my gosh. Well, let me just tell you this." I was like, I've worked in the jewelry business for 18 years now, almost 2 decades. What you don't have to worry about, Park Lane, is the jewelry. Like, we have the most gorgeous, on trend, like what you see in high end designer stores. We have designer inspired pieces and at an incredible value with an unconditional guarantee. I do love talking about our unconditional guarantee because, again, I don't know of another jewelry company in the industry anywhere that if something broke, if you ran over a bracelet in your driveway, that you could call up your rep, you could call up Cassie, and Cassie would do an RMA, and y'all would send in the broken one and they'd send a replacement. Like, I don't know of another place that will do that. But here at Park Lane, we will. And if it's less than 4 months old, that replacement is free. And if it's more than 4 months old, there is a $10 processing fee and a $9 shipping fee. So essentially for less than 20 bucks, you're getting a brand new piece, which I think is amazing. So I love our guarantee and I like to brag on it because I think it's worth bragging on. Other things that I love about Park Lane, I love that we have a travel program where we travel all over the world, you guys. We are going to Amsterdam in August. Like, drop Amsterdam in the chat if you too will be traveling to Amsterdam with us in August. We have over 150 from our team alone that is going to be going. I mean, 5 nights, 6 days, luxury 5-star accommodations, like absolutely amazing trips. We'll have a gala while we're there where we wear sparkly gowns. Like, you're doing things that you would never do if you were going to Amsterdam on your own. Okay. But we take 2 trips a year. Right now, we're working to earn a trip to Costa Rica, which is going to be happening next year, February or March timeframe. In the 8 years I've been here, and if you've earned a trip with Park Lane before, I want you to drop in the chat the locations you have earned. But I'll tell you guys the locations I have earned. And before I tell you, I will say this. You don't have to be a top seller. You don't have to be a top recruiter to earn our trips. You just have to be consistent. And I appreciate that here at Park Lane because we attract top talent from all over the industry. And people will tell us, I never earned a trip at the company A, wherever they came from before, and they walk through the door here and they start earning our trips and they never miss one. And some companies might take like 10 to Paris, like their literal top 10 out of hundreds of thousands of representatives. We had several hundred from Park Lane go to Paris when we went to Paris. We had over 150 on our team alone. Like, it's crazy, you guys. So in the 8 years I've been here, there's just a few. I'll just name a few. Been to Greece, Rome, Italy, St. Martin, a cruise through the Caribbean, um, Cabo, Mexico, Cancun, Mexico, Dublin, Ireland, Kona, Hawaii, St. Thomas. We're going to Costa Rica in next year, early next year, Zurich, Switzerland. I'm forgetting places. I know I'm forgetting places, but like, I've been to so many places I had never before been until I joined Park Lane. And so I always tell people, thank you, Sarah Rome. Yes, I always tell people if you love traveling the world, like, join Park Lane so you can come travel the world with us. In addition to traveling 2 trips a year, we also have a Mercedes Car Club. And I like to brag about the Mercedes Car Club because it also is a perk here that you don't have to be a top seller or a top recruiter or a top leader to qualify for our club. We have people that you can qualify for it at our first level of leadership. And we have people that come here and they qualify for that program in their first or second or third month. It's very common. And what I love about our club is you can choose to drive a Mercedes if you want. And I have a Mercedes in my driveway that I love. Or you can take the cash bonus if you're like, I'm not a Mercedes girl, or currently I'm in my minivan era, or we live in the part of the country where I need four-wheel drive, like Mercedes is not for me, like whatever. You just take the cash, use it as you wish. So I love the flexibility of that program, and it's one of my favorite perks that Park Lane offers. So we've talked Mercedes, we've talked travel, we've talked our customer sale, we've talked our host program. We also get free jewelry every month, you guys. We can earn over $1,000 in free jewelry every single month just by doing the business. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. I'm curious if you're a stylist here. I would love, then I'll talk direct to point, Corey. So thank you for that reminder. If you're a stylist here, I would love for you to share in the chat how much free jewelry you earned from Park Lane just from our Rich Rewards program in the month of April. In the month of April. I would love for you to share because it's mind blowing, you guys. And while we have a few share that, we also have a program here that recognizes and respects leadership experience in the industry. I came in through that program. Many of our other leaders here came in through that program. So if you have had experience somewhere else, if you've led a team somewhere else, you might qualify for that program, and there are many perks and benefits to that program. So I invite you to mention to your stylist, well, I am curious about the direct appoint program that Tish mentioned, because I don't know of another company in the industry that has this. And it is one of the reasons why I chose Park Lane. It is one of the reasons why I chose Park Lane. So let me see how we're doing on time. Okay, we're almost over our time. So we've talked about why jewelry is smart. We've talked about why this industry is so great, how it can literally be life-changing. We've talked about why Park Lane is a gem of a company. Yes, I will talk about the commission level. So here at Park Lane, you can earn anywhere from 30 to 50% commission. And that's based on your career rank, not based on how much you've sold in any given month. And I personally love that. The company that I came from, you had to be, it started, I think, at 15 or 20%. And then you could earn a little bit more, but you had to sell like crazy amounts. And only like the tippity top sellers were earning those higher percentages. Here, we don't have that. Here, it's based on your career level. And here at Park Lane, we don't, if you come from this industry and you have experience in this industry, this will speak to you. If you don't, this it was going to be irrelevant. But here at Park Lane, you can't demote. So you don't lose a career level here. If life happens and you've had to take your foot off the gas and aren't able to, do what you were doing, or if life happens to one of your team members and she's not able to do what she was previously doing, we don't demote here. We don't lose our ranks. You are forever that rank and paid at that rank every single week. So anyway, so we've talked about all the many reasons that makes Park Lane super special. So the last thing I'm going to leave you guys with is why now? Well, first of all, this is a perfect time to give this business a try. I love, as we are about to walk into summer months, if you are a teacher, oh my gosh, you need to be joining and signing up while you have a little bit of time off in the summer. If you are a busy mom, oh my gosh, now is the time to start, because you're gonna, summer kind of slows down a bit and you have a little bit of time to breathe and try the business on. I also think summer is a time where people love coming together. They love having girl time, catching up, getting, seeing the fun spring and summer fashions. Like, it's super, super fun. Also, why is now a great time? We have a kit. We have what we call Boost, where you can boost any of our 3 kit levels. Our starter kit, our first level, is $129. With that, you get 500 in jewelry. Our second kit is $229. With that, you get $1,000 in jewelry. And our third kit is $439. And with that, you get $2,000 in jewelry. and you get to pick your jewelry. You choose what you want. We guide you and encourage you to, focus on bestsellers, but you choose what you want. And right now, with all three of our kits, for an extra $59, you get an extra 200 in jewelry. So you could boost each of those three kits for 50 with 59 and get an extra 200, or yeah, an extra 200 added on. My recommendation is anybody that's starting, start with the 129 kit and get the 500 in jewelry, and you can boost it if you want and get the extra 200, because one lucky lady or dude, if you're a dude and you decide to join, one lucky lady that joins between now and Wednesday. We close out our weeks on Wednesday. The sign up, this offer is ending on Wednesday. But one lucky person that joins from this team between now and Wednesday is going to get entered to win and will win a free kit. And basically, what that means is one of the people that joins, your name will be pulled and you will be reimbursed $129 for that kit. Now, if you decided to join with the 229 kit, you'll get 129 back and you will have still gotten $1,000 in jewelry. Okay. So it could be you. It could be you. And for those of you sitting here going, I don't ever win anything. I don't ever win anything. People tell me that every single week. And we have people winning trips, places to Costa Rica. One of our team members won a trip to Costa Rica last week, as did her hostess, because Park Lane gave a trip away to Costa Rica. So if you are that person that's like, I never win anything, that's all the more reason why if you want to join. You might be the lucky winner this week. All right. So I want to repeat that one more time. And then I believe Sarah is going to be sharing a survey link in the chat. And I want to remind you guys, everybody that completes the survey link, here's the survey. Everybody that completes the survey link and gives the code word, and the code word tonight is going to be mama. I just made that up. But code word tonight is mama, because I'm wearing this endless necklace that has mama on it that I absolutely love. We just celebrated all the amazing mamas over the weekend. And you want to fill out that survey. It's there in the chat to get entered to win a sparkly surprise. Do they have to send a screen? Yeah, a screenshot. So all you have to do is sign up to be a stylist and you're getting entered to win the free kit. That's all you have to do. Sarah is keeping record for this team. Anyone that signs up will get entered to win. And then the winner will be announced, I'm assuming, on Thursday morning. Correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, Sarah. One winner will be chosen and you will receive $129 Venmo'd back to you, or PayPal back to you, or Cash App, whatever you prefer, if you are the lucky winner. Oh, the screenshot is for free Sparkle Chat giveaway. Okay, I don't know anything about the screenshot, so I guess we take a screenshot of being on this. So if you're on this, take a screenshot and then your leader will direct you on what you need to do on that. And I'm so sorry that I'm not filled in on that, but just take a screenshot of you being on here, proof you are here, and then your stylist that invited you or whomever will direct you on that. All right. So with that, thank you guys so much for giving me the opportunity to share a little bit more about why I love this business, how it's impacted my life, how it's impacted so many others' lives who are here with us. And I'll just end with this parting words. You are on the fence. If you are intrigued, my sisterly advice, I have two sisters, so I'm always like, my sisterly advice is you owe it to yourself to give it a try. You have nothing to lose by trying. Literally nothing. There's no risk with this business. No risk. We like to say, no one gets hurt here at Park Lane Jewelry. You don't have to worry about inventory. You don't have to worry about minimums, any of that kind of stuff. Like, there's no risk. You're going to earn your investment back literally with your first party. Okay. And you can give this business a try on and see if this is something you love and you want to do more of. And if at the end of doing a few parties, if you're like, this isn't, thought it was for me, it's not, no skin off your back. You've more than earned your investment back. You've gotten lots of jewelry out of it. And you can pat yourself on the back that you gave something a try. And if you find that you absolutely love it, like, you may have made a decision tonight that changes the trajectory of your life, because the decision I made back 18 years ago literally changed the trajectory of my life. So That's my parting advice. I so appreciate you guys being here with me this evening. It's been a huge honor. Thank y'all so much. And I guess that's it. We will be in touch. Bye, everybody.